Brooklyn, you want to film a leap?
Sure.
Alright, let's do it. Yeah, kind of. So this is a weekend that I have my daughter Brooklyn, and because of the holiday weekend, tomorrow's July 4th, daycare is closed today. So we were over here at Grandma and Grandpa's house. Came over here, I'm eating my pre-workout meal, and then she's gonna hang out with my mom while I go to the gym and train and go to the grocery store. So you know, it's pretty typical, you know, especially on prep. You know, obviously I have to go to the gym every day, so on the weekends that I have Brooklyn, she'll definitely usually come over here and hang out with Grandma and Grandpa, and it works real well just because, you know, they obviously get to see her, and, you know, I'm not leaving her with just anyone. I'm leaving her with her Grandma and Grandpa, which makes me feel really good. It's hard doing it by yourself, and then it's hard doing it by yourself when you have a 5-year-old. So, you know, it's definitely nice having as much help as I do, because I am very blessed to have a lot of help, especially, you know, from my mom, especially on prep, you know, because to be frank, she's been there and done it with my dad so many times. She kind of knows what's going on, especially the last month. So, but yeah, so about to eat this pre-workout meal right now. Basically, it's just cream of rice or white rice and 75 grams of whey protein isolate. Yeah, the fats came out of it. The food's getting pretty low, honestly. I know, you know, the last couple of videos I've kind of talked about how, you know, I'm not gonna say like easy it was, but how like smooth sailing it was and how relatively good everything was, all things considered. Well, prep hit me like a ton of bricks in like the last week, as is to be expected. And, you know, energy levels are definitely starting to dip. So, you know, that's to be expected though. And, you know, the better you look, the worse you feel typically. That's one of those things that definitely does hold true in my experience. But, you know, I can do anything for 4 weeks. I can do anything for 4 weeks, and that's all we have left. So I'm just looking forward to getting it done. And, you know, it's real motivating. You know, it's like, it's a real shitty position to be in, to be, you know, just suffering and not to be where you want to be. But, you know, it's a pretty cool position to be in, you know, to be frank, to be where I'm at, where, you know, it's like I do feel like I'm right on track. I do feel like I'm on my way to bringing something, you know, a really good package. You know, it's motivating, you know, so, you know, like the suffering's a good thing. And, you know, it's like at night, it's like, oh my God, I'm hungry. You know, it's like, good, your ass is gonna wake up healed tomorrow, you know. So, I don't know, I'm motivated, I'm ready to go. Not that every motivation means anything, but I'm disciplined enough to get these last 4 weeks done exactly how they need to be done. So, I'm looking forward to it.
What's up, guys? The best day of the week. It's back day. I said it last time. But today we're training back. Here's my favorite day. Sweet. It's gonna look very similar to a lot of the workouts. We're doing some straight arms, then a pull down variation you saw that we did in Destination, but this one, a little bit more homemade. A chest supported row, a cable row, and then I'm probably gonna do deadlifts. I don't know. You deadlifting? We're both gonna do deadlifts, so be a good day. Pull through. Here we go. Good one. Pull through. Last one. Pull.
My hat has its own fake Instagram profile now. That's how you know I've made it. Hunter Labrada's hat.
Yeah, follow
that. Anyways, so for those of you out there that wear hats when you work out, did you know, and I just found this out like 2 days ago, that you can put them in the washing machine. Wash them on a cold and low, and then just don't put them in the dryer, and they come out like brand new. It's pretty awesome. I'm sure most people knew that, but brand new non-sweat stained hat. Gotta give the trolls their 5 minutes of fame. Whoever runs the account, you're welcome.
you touched on this earlier, you need to back the volume off. So you can't just be hardcore, go in the gym every single day and train every day and increase the volume. Your recovery's down. You actually need to back the volume down a little bit. So the way that we're doing this is we're keeping the exercises the same and we're pulling some of the intensifier sets out of his workout. So you might just do a top set and not do a back off set, not do a drop set, not do a rest pause set, which is some things that people add in towards the show, but that's not really the right idea. Recovery's down, back the volume off. It's muscle preservation at this point, right? You're not really trying to grow muscle, you're trying to keep that muscle. Today, instead of adding more weight like we did in the last video, we added more band tension at the top, so progressing that way. So also note how we have it, that it's actually very stretched out and it's very tight right when you grab it. So we have 3 monster mini bands that are doubled up and pretty tight and a pretty nice triangle, so it's very heavy at the top.
Changed since I guess the last Win the Day episode we put out. Last Win the Day episode we put out, I guess, was the footage was from 2 weeks ago now, so when I was 6 weeks out. And 6 weeks out, it was before we cut the food really at all, so I was eating a lot still. I had a lot of energy, I felt really good. You know, it was changing quickly. Well, you know, a lot changed since then. Food got cut pretty dramatically twice now, you know, at the end of each week subsequently since that 2 weeks ago footage. And you know, energy levels have definitely taken a hit. That being said, I'm still getting it done in the gym, which is what's most important to me, in my opinion, both for fat loss and maintaining as much muscle tissue as possible, which is the name of the game right now, is tissue preservation. You know, maximizing fat loss while minimizing muscle loss. That's the name of the game, especially the last couple weeks of practice.
One more? Let's see it then. Come on, fucking right. Pull it. Yeah. Hey,
You know, honestly, I feel really good. The dietary changes, obviously, you know, the last, you know, embrace the suck. It sucks. You don't feel good, but, you know, it's what changes you. And the changes I've had in the last 2 weeks have been awesome. And then the changes I've had in the last like 4 or 5 days, I truly have gotten to that point where I'm changing, you know, like every day when I take my pictures post-workout to Sunday Andrew, you know, it's like, okay, yeah, that's new, that's harder, you know, that taper, that sweep looks better, you know, those are new striations, you know, every single day there's something. So, you know, that's what makes it addicting. That's what I like about this, you know, is seeing how hard we can push it, how far we can push it, and what the end product will be like. We're getting close enough and we've stripped away enough body fat now that I'm starting to have, you know, a fuzzy picture at least come into view of what I think I'll look like come show day, and you know, I'm excited.
It's amazing for me to see the difference in Hunter's physique from week to week. You know, he's been dieting very, very hard for this show, and a lot of things are being unveiled, you know, as as the body fat is shed, as the water is shed, you're seeing muscularity every day, more and more muscularity. So it's just really amazing. This young man will eat food that most bodybuilders consider pre-contest food. You know, the grilled chicken breasts, the grilled lean meat, rice, oats, fruits and vegetables. Things that people diet on, he lives on year-round. He just eats more of it, north of 5,000 calories. And it's like a full-time job trying to get all that food down. But the results speak for themselves. The improvement that he makes from month to month. This guy is a man on a mission. And I've said it before, but he's very dangerous. I think that he's the most exciting new rookie IFBB pro bodybuilder on the scene today. And I'm going to make the prediction that if Hunter shows up in shape, he wins. Bodybuilding is the most difficult sport in the world. How can I say that? Well, there are sports that are very difficult, mind you. But typically, whenever you participate in those sports, when you're done, when you come off the field, you're done. You know, you go home, you relax. A lot of these athletes eat what they want because they have wonderful metabolisms and genetics. But if you're a bodybuilder, you are living this sport 24/7. If you're going to be competitive, you're living this sport 24/7. Not only are you giving your all in the gym, but then you go home and you have to prepare 5, 6, 7 meals a day to make sure that you're getting all of the protein and nutrients that you need. It is a full-time job.
Finished up training earlier and doing cardio, so as we get closer to the show, we obviously pose more, and being my first pro contest, it being the first time I have longer than 60 seconds to pose, we're putting a lot of time and effort into it. You know, Lee, my dad's obviously known as one of the best posers ever, and you know, I'm going to do my best to not make that look bad. But yeah, so long story short, Lee, in addition to being an incredibly talented bodybuilder and CEO of Labrada Nutrition, is also a very accomplished musician and subsequently is Pro Tools certified. So all the shows that I've done, the music that I've posed to has actually been, you know, like edited or chopped up, or, you know, like whatever we needed to do to it by Lee right here. Him and I will just kind of do what we want to do to it. So that's always been very nice, and I feel like, you know, like an advantage to have. Then I have to go back and forth with some sound person somewhere else and just come here and knock it out with him, and, you know, dial in exactly what we want for the routine. You know, I feel like you know, there's enough Metallica in bodybuilding. There's enough epic, you know, like instrumentals and movie soundtrack stuff. So I wanted to do something a little different, and I feel like the song that we arrived at is, you know, like a little different in my own way. Because, you know, I don't consider myself to be like the most, you know, like hardcore person in the world from the standpoint that I think I'm a badass. You know, like I recognize that I you know, eat chicken and lift weights for a living. So, you know, while what I do is impressive to a lot of people, you know, it's very much so a finely tuned sport to me. It's not like this badass thing to me. So I'm not trying to pass myself off as a badass. I'm trying to present myself, you know, like a physique and in a way that I want to present it. And, you know, that's in an upbeat, you know, like happy, powerful, inspirational way. Like, you know, like I want people to get done watching the routine and go, wow, that was really cool. I want to work on my posing. You know, that's kind of what I'm going for. I don't know. Inspirational. Yeah.
Good. Yeah, you know, that's really what it's about, is about connecting with the audience and inspiring them. And, you know, it's really interesting. I had a conversation with John Balick, the former owner and editor of Iron Man magazine, the other day. And we were reminiscing, you know, about a past Mr. Olympia. And he said that that back in the day, when the Mr. Olympia had the likes of Ed Corney and Arnold Schwarzenegger and the like. Ed Corney was one of Arnold's training partners, and IFBB Mr. Universe, and he was known for his posing. He was one of the first great posers, and he said that that everybody politely clapped, you know, for all of the athletes as they were coming up and doing their posing. But when Ed Corney did his posing, he said that he just connected with the audience. So there was so much emotion in the posing in the face, the hand gestures, the cadence with the music, and the audience connected with him so much emotionally that he was the only guy that got a standing ovation. You know, and that's, to me, that's a success. If you can do a presentation where you get a standing ovation, where people just emotionally feel connected with you, you know, it's fantastic. I'm not a big fan of this thing that's become popular of late, you know, where the guys go like this, you know, or they go like this. Listen, if the audience is not clapping for you, there's a reason. You know, go back and work on the posing harder. Go back and work on your physique harder. If they see something that they like, they're going to clap. You know, so that's always my take on it. And to me, the performance is where the beauty of the sport finally actually comes out. In the gym, you know, you bust your ass, you develop your physique, you know, you create art, you know, but it's the presentation, you know, and connecting with the audience. That's where the rubber meets the road. So guys, we're here on the 4th of July celebrating with our family and friends. We got Chef Payroll here who is cooking Louisiana style for us, all of this delicious food. And just to bring up Hunter's discipline, he's not going to have any of this. He is going to be joining us, but he's going to be doing his diet food because he's got winning on his mind.
You know, I really am excited. You know, I don't think I will have a problem getting there conditioning wise. I don't think I'll say this, I don't think I'll have a problem getting fat free. I think I'll get all the fat off my body. I don't think I'll have an issue doing that. You know, the test for me and the test in the past has always been getting my water right. And you know, we've never really gotten it completely right for prejudging. We've always had to correct and then come on real strong for finals. And while that might fly as an amateur, it's not gonna fly at a pro show. So, you know, it was really, you know, leave no stone unturned the last couple weeks in terms of just making sure we nail that water balance and, you know, really nailing my look. Because, you know, like I said, it'll come down to just getting my water and fullness right, I feel like, because I really do feel like I'll be fat free come showtime. So, name of the game now is just live bodybuilding Groundhog Day. You know, keep every variable as the same as possible. You know, food at the same time, training at the same time, resting at the same time, you know, just, you know, everything, anything that's under my control, I want to be controlling it at this point. So, you know, there's a time to be meticulous and there's a time to, you know, not be, and the last 4 weeks are definitely the time to be meticulous. So, you know, call it borderline neurotic, but, you know, that's what it takes to be a good bodybuilder. So, you know, it works well for me. I like the structure, and, you know, like I said, at this point, watching myself change every day, you know, it's addicting. It just makes me want to push harder. Yeah, you know, just seeing it change, and, you know, like I said, seeing that end result, that what I think I'll look like come show day start to really come into focus. You know, it's making me want to push so hard because I really am excited about what I think I'll be able to bring. So, yeah, I'm gonna get back inside before I completely melt. It's like 95 degrees here in Houston today, and I think my daughter wants her stone collection. So see y'all inside.